All right, check 1 2 1 2, and there it is. And there's this. And again, sorry for scheduling my dentist appointment at the same time as our live stream. I could have live streamed from the dentist appointment. That would have been awful. That would have been awful, awful. Let's see, I need a tuner. Where are they? There's one. Yeah, they don't make these IntelliTouch anymore. I really like this tuner. I like how bright red out of tune, green in tune. They don't make them anymore. I think did I take them? I may not have taken them off of my Amazon list of links, but yeah, it went fine. I just had a cleaning. We're going to do some minor pentatonic scales today in open position. Are you in pain? No, I'm not in pain. No, they didn't do anything. They just cleaned. So it's all good. I love getting my teeth cleaned. I don't know. It's one of those things where everybody's afraid of the dentist. I'm more afraid of the mechanic because you take your car and they find 8 things to do and you're like, dang it, you know. Yeah, and it's a good dentist. We found a good dentist when we moved to Granada Hills, so no issue. Just had him cleaned and sharpened. Exactly. I wish they could sharpen my mind. Let me see if I can see with these glasses. These are my newer prescription. Yeah, I can kind of read. Let's see. Weird. Okay, so it's the mid that I can read on. These are trifocals, but so we did major pentatonics. And then, you know, we've talked about this before, but that any pentatonic shape you do, and it's a major shape, and it works sounds major, like you move it up 3 frets, and you automatically get the minor version of the same scale, or the same. So that would be the G minor pentatonic. So you'll notice that when we're playing this pentatonic shape in G, it looks like the one that everybody learns, pentatonic number 1, I call it. And we're going to essentially move it up here, which you can totally do, but there's no open strings in that. So I'm going to finger that scale down in open position so we have some open strings. And I think it makes it better. And then, like I said, we may do a hybrid on that, and that way you can see all the notes. That's a lot of notes. The difference between the G major, let's look at the notes in the G major pentatonic. Here, G, A, B, D, and E, okay? And the G minor is G, B flat, C, D, and F. So if we look at those, if we combined them, we would get G, A, B flat, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay, so we actually end up with an 8-note scale, not a 7-note. We get little extra note in there. You can think of it as a G Mixolydian scale with a B natural, or you could think of it, a B flat, or you could think of it as a G Dorian scale with a B natural. So, yeah, my dentist visit went well. Everybody's going to be asking. I just got a teeth cleaning, so I went the other day. Remember, my jaw was hurting me, and so I was like, uh-oh, I hope I don't need a root canal or something. And then by the time I got in there 24 hours later, the pain was all gone, and it was like, dang it. And they pushed on it and put cold and hot on it. They tried to make it hurt, and it didn't hurt, so there was nothing. He goes, nope, nothing wrong. So I'm like, cool. But they wouldn't even charge me. I was so mad because I was like, you got to charge me. They spent 20 minutes on me. I'm like, nah, you're fine. Really nice dentist. let's see what else we got going on. So we got Bruce, we got Bob, we got Jim Horst is in the house. Jim House is in the Horst. Let's see, Ed is in the house. Pepper, of course. Diane, good to see you. Oh, dang it, I had a story. What was my story the other day? I need to text myself when I get these story ideas. I always love telling the celebrity stories because they're usually pretty funny. CB, oh, you're lurking. Okay, so that's all you're going to comment for the rest of the time. Let's see. Did I miss anybody at the top? Somebody, I mean, are the Lees here? Are the Lees here yet? No, I don't see the Lees. Vito's here. Finally. I know, right? Late today, sorry. Especially for you. What's the update for the... Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to repeat this 1,000 times. You know what? I'm just going to create... I'm going to create a... This is awesome. Let's see. Text. Where is it? Text. Okay, here we go. Dentist. Okay. So, it's going to start out really big. It's just going to be really annoying. Everything went well at the dentist. Just a cleaning. Oh wait, I gotta click here and go new line. Woo! I wish I had emojis. I don't see any emojis here. Okay. Now I make this small. This is hard. There we go. All right, keep making it smaller. Oh, weird. I just flipped it over. That was weird. Okay, so I'm just going to put that up there in the corner. Does that help y'all? Oh, man. This is a learning curve. What time is it? Okay, so we're enough in. How many people do we have? Because I don't... 21. Oh, see, I dropped off when I started typing. Yeah. Okay, peaked at 24. Well, I don't expect it to be as high just because I'm not on my normal time and people like probably checked in and was like, oh, he's not there, he's not doing it today. So I get that. So yeah, there's this. Boo. Everything went well to the dentist. Okay, so I want to show. So there's the ones we did yesterday. Here or Monday we did these. All right, and these are our major pentatonic shapes, and those are up. Do I still have that? Let me find that. Let's see. Go like that. Okay, so that's there. So I did that. Okay, the PDF that I created was. Oh, there. Here it is. Let me drag this into the live stream. I can upload this again. I should have created a new. So let me add this image and go hunting for it. So this is the thing I posted on Monday. And this is the three shapes. I'm going to have to go like this. where are you? Here. Boom. Yeah. It's not great. It's not clear. Not that clear. Well, it's better when I made it small. Make it smaller. But we talked about the major pentatonics in G, C, and D, and those all work great. Okay, everybody, get ready to take a sip because I'm going to leave the room. So that's one of the things I really try to work on. Of course, these scales don't apply to the mandolin, but one of the things I really try to get those, kind of shed those. The different pentatonic shapes in mandolin, because they're just so fun to play on mandolin. Something about G. That little triad, which is so hard to do on guitar, is so fun on mandolin because you're tuned in fifths instead of fourths. And if you're wondering why I have the foam here, it's just a lot of times when you're doing like, if that wasn't there, it would be like ringing forever. The sympathetic harmonics, the overtones would just keep ringing, and it's a little annoying when you're trying to record something and you've got notes that are ringing when you don't want them ringing. So that's why I did that. The top doesn't seem to do it so bad. I used to have foam under there, but it's just mainly these strings because they're so long. See, the D one is that's a G, so we have to be. Forget the D scale. Just like I said, the triad D, F sharp, A, D is so easy to play on mandolin, but it's almost impossible on guitar. So I love that. I'm just going to throw this on the floor. I'll put it over. Pants confirmed. Pants. Pepper. Pepper's worried that I'm someday not going to wear pants. I might wear shorts if it gets really hot in here. That could happen. I might have my swimsuit on too. Sorry, I'm having bored. My fingers are bored. Okay, so those are the major pentatonics. It's just a review. Starting on a G, and I've written the notes below the roots because you want to be able to know where they are, but I always like to have the, like I said with the D one, almost feels better to fret every note rather than have so many open strings. So over the G chord, the G pentatonic. So put your third finger on the third fret down here, like you're making it. Well, not like you're making a G chord. I guess like that. Third finger, and then the A string open, second fret, open D string, second fret on the D string. That's an A, or that's the E. Second fret on the open G string, second fret, open B string, third fret, open E string, third fret. So again, it looks like that blues scale we learned, the E minor pentatonic scale that we learned when we were doing. Okay, it's the same scale, not the blues, but and we can add the blues note to totally add the blues note to that. I should probably show you that as well. But what I want to do is I want to just do the G right now. Come back to the C major in a second, but I'm going to write out the G minor. So we'll practice the G major and practice this G minor so you can see the relation between the two. And then we can also create a hybrid scale, which would give you that B flat, which is kind of a bluesy tone, is a bluesy tone over the G chord. So I love the mandolin. Oh, nice. BK, I didn't know you played mandolin. Oh, that's a cheap Martin. I mean, a cheap short Martin. I wish. It's a cheap Fender. I think I paid $300 for that. My first mandolin I paid $50 for from a student because I had a gig with a composer that I wanted to work for, and he asked me if I played mandolin, and I said yes, and I didn't. And I said, when's the gig? And he said, day after tomorrow, and I was like, oh crap. So I had a student that had a mandolin he didn't need, and he said, I'll sell it to you for $50. I said, great. So I went to his house, got the mandolin, went home, and woodshedded the mandolin for like the next 24 hours. I mean, I learned as much as I could on that instrument in 24 hours. Learned every chord, and I was practicing scales and all this stuff. And I get in there, and all he wants me to do is... So I was so relieved because I was so nervous. It was the first time I ever worked for him, and I was like, oh man, I really want to do a good job. And then it was like, I was already in 24 hours. I was already overqualified for the job. So that's, but that's good. I mean, I always try to be overqualified for every job I go to. So 31 watching. Hit the like button. Thank you, Bruce. So the G major scale, again, the notes in the G major pentatonic, the G major pentatonic are G, A, B, D, E, G, A, B, D, E, G. And that's the root, second, third, fifth, sixth. So there's no fourth in here and there's no seventh in here, okay? And I got a new toy coming, so we'll do an unveiling. I'll have to hopefully it won't come up on a Friday afternoon or something. Then I won't be able to open it until Monday morning. But I will save the unboxing for you guys. Okay. Also, so the minor pentatonic is going to be. We're still going to have that G, and the notes in the minor pentatonic are G, B flat, C, D, and F. So we have a root, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a seventh. In this case, a flat third and a flat seventh, but okay. So we have G, and then first fret on the A string. Okay, so third fret on the bottom string, first fret on the A string, and then third fret on the A string, and that's C. So we have G, B flat, C. Okay? And then now we have our first open string, the open D, and then the third fret, which is the F, and then the open G, and the third fret, which is a B flat, and then back to fretted notes, C, D at the third fret, so first fret, third fret, and then first fret again, the F, and G, the third fret. Backwards would be 3, G, first fret, F, third fret, third fret, D, first fret, C, third fret, B flat, open G, third fret, F, open D string, third fret, C, B flat at the first fret, and then down there. So we really only have 2 open strings here. Okay, but I'm going to show you something right now. Remember the major one was open A to there, to that B note, that second fret. So do this, go. So I'm going G, third fret, first fret, go to the C, go back down to the B flat, and then go to the B natural, and then maybe hit the G string on top. you can really hear the difference between the minor pentatonic, and then you can even hammer on that note. Or, okay, but the idea is we're kind of doing neighboring tones around that B natural, which is part of the G major pentatonic. The other one we could do is we go G to C, which is a hard step to do. You almost have to, right? You almost have to lay down your third finger, or you could use your pinky. Okay, but it's a great, you should be able to play any interval whenever you hear it and want to play it, okay? Not everything has to be major seconds or thirds or minor, you can play fourths or fifths or sixths or sevenths. Those, if you hear something like that, you should be able to play it. So you need to have the technique or the skills to do that. So, yeah, I think I did answer his mandolin question. So check this out. Go G, C, and then hit the open A, which is part of the G major pentatonic scale right there. Oh, I've lost my pointing skills. I had it down there for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go G, C, A, B flat, C. See that? The idea is to kind of surround that B natural and then bring yourself to it somehow. And then you go, it almost sounds like The Entertainer. But that would be a hybrid. What we're doing, if we're just looking at the bottom two or even two strings of the G minor and the G major pentatonic, it would be, here's the G minor and here's the G major. And so when we combine those, we can create that's what you're doing when you're hearing that kind of stuff, Now I'm going into the flat 5, which we haven't talked about. So, in the key of the G major, either way, in any key, G minor, 3, 4. Here's the 5 up here, the open D, but the flat 5 is there, which is that blue. It's really the blues tone is the flat 5, and that's such a great sounding tone. I really like the sound of that. And as far as playing being a bluegrass player, I don't, not my forte. I'm getting into it more. In fact, I've got in my cart right now is a Tony Rice book. I want to study Tony Rice a little bit and just kind of learn some of his solos. It's also really good for me. It's good to have something like that. This is a Tony Rice solo that I just printed from the web, the interwebs, and I really like reading the top line to practice my sight reading, because anytime any excuse I can have to practice my sight reading is a good thing. Okay, so so that's anything any excuse I have I can read music, and it's tempting just like anybody else to look at the oh, is it really Old Town Road's all pentatonic? But that doesn't surprise me too much. I'm taking a sip. I'm not sure did I touch my face? Oh, did I use air quotes? I probably used air quotes. I do that more than touch my face anymore. And then we also filmed yesterday. We went long, but we filmed 2 services yesterday. So I was exhausted at the end of yesterday, boy. Because I had stuff in the morning, I had stuff at noon, and I had at 1 o'clock we did 5 hours of Yeah, music notation. See, this has both music notation and tab, which is great, but the tab is kind of cheating. But sometimes you need to look at the tab to see where maybe Tony Rice fingered it, because he might not, you know, you see things, you see certain licks and you don't realize he's playing some of the notes up here. It just sounds like he's going. But he's really going, you know. All right, so let me write out that pentatonic, that minor pentatonic, and then I'll hold it up and you can do a screenshot. But I could I could do the screenshot. I did the screenshot for that one. Let's see. I could do a new scene. What's this scene? Oh, we got to get rid of this stuff. So if I just delete, yes. Delete, yes. Memories, like the corners of our mind. Now I can make this bigger. Now I've got a new palette. See that? Now I've got a scene. Boom. And now I go back to this one, and everything went well with the dentist. See, my teeth are all shiny. Do they look shiny? Yeah. Okay, so I printed up some more of these things. At least I did that in advance. Printed up these. This is CSI Los Angeles when I'm printing up things. Okay, so here's the root. Here's another note. Oh, not open. Sorry. There. And if you know, we never did the pentatonic lesson, right? I never did do the I talked about it, the caged method. So remind me, and we may have to do a series of lessons on the pentatonic scale, because I know that's a huge thing to know on the guitar. And we may end up referencing a lot of this cage stuff. Go, oh, well, notice it looks like this chord or whatever. But so here's the G minor pent, okay? See that? Only 2 open strings compared to all the open strings. I gotta mark the G's on here, sorry. I'm gonna put X's through the G's. Those are good landing notes, all right? And then if you, I could do G, let me write out G minor blues so you can see that. And this is, you know, country, touching my face, country bluegrass kind of context using these open string scales. And I don't see Catherine here, but she was the one that kind of, oh no, Catherine is here. She was the one that kind of inspired this, so it's her fault. Blame her. I don't have a different color pen. Man, when you go to the dentist, though, you have to get your temperature taken. You have to fill out all these disclaimers saying you haven't been flying anywhere, or talked to anyone, or looked at anyone funny, or... Okay, just to show you here, so far what I've got written is the same. I've just copied what I just did. Okay? But I'm going to add to this 2 blues notes. Just trying to figure out how to, well, so here and here. So I made them circles, even though that kind of conflicts with my open string. But those are the blues notes. And those are D flats, which is, in G, the D is the 5th. G, A, B, C, D. D is the 5. And flat 5, if we flatten that 5, we get a nice, sweet blues tone that wants to go down to C. You know, if I did the, you know. Aqualung, right? Was it? No, is it? Shoot. I can't remember. I used to know Aqualung. Probably not that key, though. Hey, Dan, what's going on? Well, I mean, I know Dudley mentioned in a sermon, Dan's asking when are live services coming back. Dudley mentioned in a sermon that he wants to come back August 1st, 2nd. Saturday and Sunday, August 1st, we'll see, because we just had a record number of new cases in California. However, I suspect that makes the news because they're trying to make, good news doesn't sell. So, they like to talk about all this stuff, and there's certain people in the government that like controlling things, kind of why they got in the government. So, and my grandfather was a congressman, but he was like hated by both the Republicans and the Democrats, just because he was such a tightwad. He actually got written up in the Saturday Evening Post because he was kind of held the purse strings. He was on the House Appropriations Committee, and he held the purse strings tight. And he was really cheap himself, and he wanted to be really stingy with the people's money as well. I wish there were more. Oh, okay. Sorry about the buffer. I see green right now, so we should be okay. But Dudley said August 1st, 2nd, but I'm wondering if that'll happen now if the rates start going up in California. But I think part of the reason the rates are going up in California is because they're testing more. My friend Karen Covell, she's a producer. She's a member of the Producers Guild. And they sent her a kit in the mail. They sent all the producers in the Producers Guild kits in the mail to test blood tests. And it would tell you if you had it or if you had the antibodies. And she had the antibodies, which means she had it and she didn't even know it. And she lives with her 93-year-old mother lives with her. But the reason they did that throughout all the producers was so they can start getting productions back online. And so I think it's a great thing if, unfortunately it might be one of those things where you're nullified from working if you don't test positive or don't test with the antibodies. But it's going to be like having a high security clearance. People are going to want to work with you if you have the antibodies. So we'll see if that changes because the numbers have been spiking in California. Not the death numbers, just the case numbers. And keep in mind they had a ton of protests everywhere in California. I mean, every city in California had protests. They had either protests or they had riots, and there was not much social distancing going on there. So, even small cities in California had people standing on corners yelling and screaming. So. It's very likely that the new cases are from that, and also, like I said, from greater testing. That's almost certainly because the death numbers have not gone up. So, anyway, we'll see. But I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm sure that's it depends. I know the Producers Guild, if there's a more, because it's a very wealthy guild. A very, very powerful guild. If there is a better test out there, that's the one they sent to everybody. And she knew within 10 minutes. And they had tenants living in their apartment upstairs. My friend Karen did, and Jim, and they both got COVID and tested positive for it. So it's not surprising that if their tenants had COVID, that they would too. So. Yeah, in some locations the hospitalizations are up, but we're still well within the capability of handling them. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so so that's the minor pentatonic, and I wrote it out, and then the minor pentatonic blues. So let's do this one together. I'm going to show it to you. We start with the third finger on the G string. On the G note at the bottom. Bottom string, third fret. Okay, so third fret. And then first fret. And third fret. And then fourth fret. Like that. 1, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, I don't wear my mask unless I have to. I'm out and about and I'm not wearing my mask. I refuse to. Sorry. I just don't. It's just like not going to happen. And once I go in the store, I put it on. But I'm not going for walks on sidewalks wearing a mask. It's not going to. And I'll do the social distancing stuff, but. And I already had it probably anyway. Okay, and then the next string is open D, 3rd fret. So we have 3rd, 1, 3, 4, open, 3rd fret, open G, 3rd fret. And there's the fun part right there. You got that chromatic thing. Okay, and then 1st fret, and then 3rd fret at the top. And that's a fun scale. You don't have to put the blues note in there. Again, it's... So let me hold that up so you can do a screenshot. Let me go to the other scene. And I have been getting vitamin D. I've been laying out in the sun every other day or so for about 15 minutes, getting sun on my back, which is one of the... In Indonesia, they did a study, and everyone who died of COVID in Indonesia, 100% had vitamin D deficiency. So that was definitely one of the things that... Yeah, I see people running with masks on, and that's like the worst thing you can do. For one thing, you're running, and you're running by yourself, and there's no one around you. You're outside, and you're limiting the amount of oxygen your body needs, and people have actually literally had their hearts explode. Somebody had collapsed a lung because their heart shifted because it wasn't beating so hard trying to transfer the oxygen in their system. It's like, golly. Yeah, and I'm not going to wear a mask in my car. You know? So, yeah, I mean, I didn't see anybody wearing masks. In Hollywood, they had 100,000 people on Hollywood Boulevard last week, and I didn't see anybody wearing masks. No, they were all standing shoulder to shoulder, you know. Maybe half of them were wearing masks, but yeah. So, I mean, it's on them if they get it. But it was mostly young people, so... Okay, so, sorry. Now, let me hold this up. You guys go and do a screenshot. All right. Let's do a hybrid, okay? Let me create a hybrid scale between the G minor and G major pentatonic, all right? So again, the notes in the G major pentatonic are G, A, B, D, and E. That's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And then, let's see. And then the G minor one is G, B flat, C, D, F. And that's basically one, I like to call it flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7. Okay, so pentatonics are 5-note scales. All right, 5 notes. The G, we have, the G major, we have an A, B, C, or A, B, D, and E. And in the minor, we have B flat, C, D, and F. The only notes in common with those two scales are the root, the G, and the 5, D. Everything else is fresh. So when we combine those, like I said, it's going to be G, A, B flat, B, C, D, E, and F. And now that's actually 8 notes. A normal diatonic scale would only have 7 notes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have 7, 8 notes. Okay. So when we do a hybrid of that, like I said, it'll be G, and then it'll be A, B flat, B, C. And that's kind of fun. And then check it out. If we add the blues note, we got that, and then we get the D. We got freaking a chromatic scale right inside of all that. Now, would you play it like that? No, you want to make it musical. There's, you know, but you might go. I would do that a lot, actually. That, I love that, like, right? You hear that? So what that is D, open D string, 4th string. Then I'm hitting the D flat at the 4th fret. Then I'm hitting the C, and then I'm hitting the B flat, and then I'm resolving that B flat to the B, because that's where it wants to go over a G major chord. Vito's grandmother had bronchitis, so he has to leave. That's a weird, you know. Sorry, sorry, Vito, I didn't. No, see you later, Vito. Yeah, you have to be careful with bronchitis, yeah. Yeah, my wife's asthmatic too, so. All right, so that's, but anyway, I'm swinging it though too. Ba 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 ba. Listen, right? It's not. Dun, 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 dun. That would be a robot playing guitar. Now that's a little exaggerated of a swing, but swing makes it more human. And you don't have to swing a lot, just a little bit, but swinging is just moving that second eighth, you know, the 8th note on the and of the beat to the right a little bit, sonically, musically. Okay, so let me write out. I'll write that out so you can have that. And then you'll have what we call a hybrid scale. And those are, anytime you combine 2 scales or more, you could combine more scales, but you could combine too many scales, you might as well just write out a chromatic scale. So, all right. Let's see, boom. Okay, all open strings are in play. All right, so this would be a G major minor hybrid. And you know, this is one of those things where in practice, and I'm going to scan this, don't worry, it'll be up on the, in practice, I don't know how often I actually think of like this, okay? More often what I'm thinking is, let me go back and forth between the G minor and G major. Let me use notes from both to kind of create melodies. Am I actually memorizing hybrid scales? Not really. Hybrid scales are a byproduct of accident more than anything, if that makes sense. And so I'm not really thinking, oh, I'm going to go to, you know, I'm going to combine these 2 scales into one scale. No, I'm not necessarily thinking that. I'm more just hearing things. I'm just hearing those melodies. I play that B flat and the B natural against each other. It sounds really cool. F in there. I'm kind of creating a G, like a kind of a Jimi Hendrix chord. I'll write that. I'll tab that out. That's a G7 sharp 9, and you can have fun with that. 3 X open 3 open 3. No, 1 on top because that creates the 7. So this, I would call this a G7 sharp 9. And a 7 sharp 9 chord is the Hendrix chord. He also used it in Foxy Lady. So this is Purple Haze, but Foxy Lady. That's also a sharp 9 chord. And that was something that Hendrix really liked using. And what sharp 9 chord is, again, is kind of a hybrid chord. It's a minor chord with a major chord at the same time. So in this G case, in the case of the G7, you've got the B natural, which is part of the G major, and you got the B flat, which is part of the G minor. I didn't get new glasses. I've had these for a while. I'm just trying them out with the screen. If I'm sitting far enough back, I can see everything. But these are my computer glasses that I normally wear. These are my driving glasses. There's just no way I can see. Everything's too blurry right there. You guys are too blurry. So the C minor pentatonic, what would that be? Yeah, there's only one open string in that. But to find that C scale, and that one's okay. Kind of creates the same kind of vibe. Anytime you superimpose a minor scale or a minor pentatonic scale, particularly a minor pentatonic scale, minor scale might be a little bit too diatonic, too classical sounding over a major chord. But you put a minor pentatonic, which is a 5-note scale, over a major chord, the same chord. So it's C minor pentatonic over C major. It's going to definitely have a blues sound, which may be part of bluegrass, right? As opposed to... There's the major, happy sounding. Minor sound. Right? Okay, so to start, let's start on the third. Let's just get the first, start from here up, okay? And then we'll find the notes down here. They're actually just pretty simple. But we're going to start on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, which is a C note. Then we're going to play E flat. You're back, Bruce. Good. I'm sorry. 3rd fret, and then 1st fret on the 4th string, and then 3rd fret on the 4th string, and then open. There's our only open, the open G string, and then 3rd fret on the G string, which is B flat, C. And then E flat's up here, 4th fret, F, 1st fret, and 3rd fret. Okay, let me write it out. But let me give you the notes in both of those scales, okay, like I did with the G. So the C major pentatonic, almost bedtime here. You're going to do a story. You need a bedtime story. I got to remember the one I was thinking of the other day. Dang it. Hey, Rasmus. There's the C major, and then the C minor is C, E flat, F, G, B flat. And I'm touching my face. Okay, so that's C major pentatonic, C minor pentatonic. All right. So I'm going to write out the C minor pentatonic. Take a drink. Sip. And we can go further down like this. We have a couple C notes. And this is C minor pent. Okay. There's that. That's what I was playing. You're out of Coke. Uh-oh. I'm glad you clarified it was coming out of a bottle. All right, now I'm going to write out the blues notes in here like I did before with the G minor blues. So this will be a C minor blues. And so that means we flat the G notes. And so that would be here. There, there, here, here, here. Also, it's a fun scale to play. So this is C minor blues. This will totally work over the C chord in the. All right. Click, screenshot. And I'll scan this in a little bit and put it up in the Discord. All right. Oh, let me give you a link to the Discord if you have not been a member of the Discord site. And I'm working on the T-shirt thing. Let's see. What do I need? Oh, I need this. Sorry, I was reading, David, I was reading your comment. Sorry. This is getting totally squirrel moments. Okay, so here's a link to the Discord site, and that's an invite, so you can join that. And I post all of these in Tom's bookmarks, I think, is where these all go. Yeah. So I'll post this new one in the Discord site. There we go. All right, back. Now, but I can talk you through it. And we got, you can do that. So I'm playing F sharp, or G flat, really. Think of it as a G flat because we're thinking flat 5 to the G. And then B flat, first fret, and there. And that's the blues scale. Okay, so now we start on the C, 3rd fret, 5th string. Then we're going to go to the 1st fret on the 4th string. Then we're going to go to the 3rd fret on the 4th string, and then we're going to go to the 3rd fret, 4th string, and then 4th fret, 4th string. Okay, let's get that much. 3rd fret, 5th string, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the. I hope Kathy's doing okay. Been a long time since we've seen Kathy. 1st fret, 3rd fret on the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, and pinky, and then back down to the 3rd fret, and then 1st fret, and then back down here. Right? You can bend up to that G flat as well. I'm trying to kind of hit the same notes over and over again, so you kind of say, oh, okay, I've heard that before. So lots of different ways to do it. All right, now the next note is the open G string. So if we want to continue from that C, we have 3, 1, 3, 4, open, 3. And then there's our C again. 3rd fret, B flat, which is the B flat note, and then C. And then here it's really fun. Right here, you got the F and the G flat and the G, so you have your 4th and your flat 5 and your 5. And there's your flat 3, which is E flat. And it's almost like Take 5 by Dave Brubeck. You know, it's like. I guess that's a little weird when I go right back to that C major, but if I'm playing in context. You know, in the context of like a fast bluegrass thing, then you can hear where those. And I mean, Tony Rice would use blues licks all the time. Yeah, Brubeck's a genius. Brubeck was a total genius. Standard rock lick. Oops, no, I was on C. I went to G. Okay. And we could do the hybrid scale on that as well with the C major and the C minor. So I won't do the pentatonic. All right. So let me write that one out. So we're going to have C. We're going to have a D. We're going to have an E flat for the minor, the E natural for the major, the F this comes in the minor. We're going to have an open G. We're going to have an A, which is part of the C major pentatonic. We're going to have a B flat, which is part of the C minor pentatonic. A C, a D, E flat, E, F, and G. And then down here we're going to have that and the A. And we're going to have all of this down here. So this would be a C major minor hybrid. Now, I really like the D minor pentatonic. I think that one works great in this context, in the context of, say, a blues in G, or I mean, bluegrass song in G. In fact, you can even you could almost play D minor pentatonic over the G chord, no problem. And you could play D minor pentatonic over the C chord. The only problem with D minor pentatonic is there's no E natural in there, which is the third of C. So you kind of might sound like you're playing the wrong scale over. But there is a C in D minor pentatonic. And so D major pentatonic was D, E, F sharp, A, and B. D minor pentatonic is D, F, A, C, D. Even the pentatonic. Oh, nice. The only concert I've ever been in the front row for was Spinal Tap. I'm trying to think. So Dennis, I'm trying to think. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a story. Like I said, I thought of one, and I just didn't think. I go, oh, I should email myself, and then I went, nah, I'll remember. And then of course I didn't remember. I'm trying to remember what was I doing that made me think of it. But I'll tell you what, I'll save D minor pentatonic for Friday, and then that way we have that. But I'll scan this now. Okay, so this is the sheet we just did. It has the hybrid scales and the minors. The minor, G minor pentatonic, G minor blues, and the hybrid between the G major and the minor pentatonic. Same thing here. C minor pentatonic, C minor blues, and the hybrid between the C major and the C minor. And again, those hybrids are almost more of a kind of a theoretical thing. They're like backwards analytical. It's something where, oh, what did we do there? How did we come up with that? It's like, well, that is a hybrid scale. You know, it's just like Professor Tom teaches it. You know, hybrid scale, and it's more of an analytical thing. You're not going to necessarily think. See you later, Jim. You're not going to necessarily sit there and think, oh, I want to use a hybrid scale here necessarily. You'll just do it. It'll happen without you even trying. So once you have the two scales down, the major and the minor pence, you'll find that you do it anyway. So let me scan this bad boy, and I'll post it in the Discord. Please join the Discord if you want to continue discussions on these our time together here. See how many do we got? 30, 20. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a little lower attendance today because I didn't start at my normal time. Story wise. I mean, I told the. Yeah, I told the story about meeting Giovanni Ribisi, which you don't even know who that is, but if you would know him if you saw him. He's been in a lot of movies, TV shows. He came up to me. I didn't go up to him. He came up to me and talked to me for like 2 hours, and I had no idea who he was. Let's see. Now I have to exit, save as a PDF, open Minor Pentatonic, save. Okay. Close, clear. Yes, quit. Okay, CSI Strahle. All right, so it's there now. So let me go to here and go here. Where is that? Oh, dang, I need to call. Okay, let's do it this way. Boom. Uploading. Yes, I don't need to add a note. And it is there for you to download or to look at or whatever you want to do. Okay. The elusive spinal tap. Yes. Fred Wilecki. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah, turn it up to 11. Yeah, it was classic. It was definitely one of those fun types. Okay, did I? I like the celebrity ones. Not that. Yeah, not brag. It's not bragging. It's just like they're just funny because I remember those. You know, you always remember meeting a celebrity. Did I tell you about when I worked with Gene Simmons? Did I tell you about that from Kiss? There's actually photographic records of it. He was a funny guy, really nice guy actually. So I got called. It was the first sidelining gig I ever did. I got called to do Ugly Betty, an episode of Ugly Betty, and I was supposed. It actually says like it said on the. I was probably at the time it was 2008, so I was 47, and it said something like 30-something band of accountants called the IRS band, and apparently in a previous episode, the guitar player was fired from the band for whatever reason, and so I think Clyde's replacement was my my credit. I was Clyde's replacement on. In the IRS band for this nightclub, and the episode is about this girl who I guess was the lead singer of the band. She's one of the main characters. She finds out, or she thinks she finds out, that Gene Simmons is her father. That her mother and Gene Simmons slept together once at a disco club or something at club, you know, at Studio 54 or something like that. That I forget the storyline, and. So writes a song called Gene Simmons Is My Dad. And so I had to learn it so I could pretend to play it. And they gave me guitar. Like I was going to bring guitar, but they said, no, we'll provide you guitar. So they gave me I think it was a Jackson Flying V like guitar. So if you can see Ugly Betty, you can see that episode. Let me find out what episode it is. Oh wait, I'll do it this way. And so Gene Simmons hears about the song in the storyline, and he goes to there it is. 1,000 Words by Friday. So this is the episode. So it's let's see, what season is this? Season 2, which is good because season 2 airs a lot. You ever heard of the show Ugly Betty? Anyway, it might be on some of the streaming things. So you'll see me, and I'm playing in the band in the club, and we're faking. We're pretending to play. And one of the things they're capturing dialogue. So what they will do is they'll say it's actually quite a stack of things they have to do before the actors actually start doing their acting. Of course, they got to set up the whole scene and everything, whatever that is. But they'll say rolling, and then they'll say cue music, and so they'll crank the music in the room so everybody can hear the song that's playing, and then they turn it off. And the only people that still hear it are the people that have earwigs, these wireless ear receivers. You only have one in one ear, and that way you can still hear. It's not great sounding. It's a little distorted, staticky, or whatever, and you play along with it, because that way you're in sync with the music and your hands move with the music. And they sent me the music the night before, so you learn it. It's a real simple song. It was 2 songs we did that day. And what the scene is that we had to shoot it a bunch of different times because they did perspectives where they're shooting the band, and then they're shooting from Gene Simmons' perspective, so they have a camera behind Gene Simmons. In fact, the camera behind Gene Simmons is a camcorder, a handheld camera, and the guy's like, "Get out of my way!" She's singing about her dad. He turns around and he goes, "She's singing about me," and he goes, "Oh, you're Gene Simmons." But basically, they're capturing it, so we have to perform it many times so they can capture it from all the different angles. And the girl that's singing it is, like I said, the main character, and she's standing next to me, and so we're playing like a section of it that's instrumental, so that this dialogue can go on between Gene Simmons and this guy that's her friend taking the video. And so she's dancing, and she's like, dancing with me, and she's hip, and she's a gorgeous, of course, actress. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so out of my out of my league here. And it was pretty funny. So we're doing all these scenes, and beforehand, I have to get my hair done. And this was the last day of shooting before the writers' strike. And so everybody was kind of bummed because they were all going to be out of work, and they were all like, dang, I don't know what we're going to do. And they were kind of bored. And so they wanted me to have, they didn't know I had long hair. At the time, I had long hair. And so they put it in a ponytail, they shellacked the crap out of it. They can't put pancake on my face. Because it said 30-something, and I'm like 47. And they're like, how did you get this? So they had to just kick me. And I'm sitting next to Gene Simmons in the chair. And we're both getting makeup at the same time. And the the guy that's doing his makeup is doing makeup. And I'm needing more because I'm supposed to look younger than I really am. And Gene Simmons, they're just like, okay, you're fine, so you're done. And Gene Simmons says, is that all you're going to put on me? And the guy doing the makeup said, why? Do you normally wear more makeup? And I said, dude, he was in Kiss. And Gene just kind of laughs. But we talked for a bit, and then we talked a little bit during the shoot because there's a lot of downtime on these things. And everybody was wanting to get pictures with Gene. And he was like, okay, it's $3 for a picture. And he was charging everybody. He wasn't charging everybody $3. See, I'm briefly in Outlander as a French cheese seller in Paris, but they cut lines. This is totally romantic. Oh, wait a minute. What are you talking about, David? That's funny. You're in Paris right now? Is that where you live? Or is that a reference to the show? So we were talking a bit, and I actually had a neighbor in Indianapolis. My parents, in our little neighborhood that we bought our house in, there were 2 houses for sale at the time. My parents looked at both of the houses and chose this one. And the other house, the owners were a family named the Postal Waits. And I never met them, but I never forgot that name. And somebody said, when growing up as a kid, they were like, the Postal Waits son is Kiss's manager. Like Kiss was a big deal. And everybody's like, man, he's manages Kiss. He gets a tour with Kiss. That's so cool. And so when I find, this is like I was 15, and so 32 years later, I meet Gene Simmons and I say, "Do you know someone named Postlethwaite?" He's like, "No, no, that name doesn't sound familiar." And then we're sitting there and we're talking about other things. He goes, "Wait a minute, Postlethwaite? Yeah, he was like one of our stage managers for a minute." So he finally remembered the name. Oh, it was filming in. Oh, it was filming in Scott. Oh, funny. Dominic Pinion on set. Oh, funny. Dominic, which one is he? Is he one of the actors? Let me pull that up because I just had it. Yeah, here it is. I don't know which. Oh, see, yeah, there's Gene Simmons. So America. She was great. The girl that plays Betty. And then let's see who else was in the scene. Well, it was Becky Newton was the girl that was dancing with me and singing, and then America's boyfriend, was that Eric? I can't remember what his real name was. He had glasses on. He was kind of nerdy looking. Shoot. Oh, Vanessa Williams was in it. So I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, the America. So we at the end of the show they did this. It Takes Two, which was a hip hop song, and we did two quick takes of that with them singing it for the outro for the end of the show episode. And at what we do the first take, and the drummer is crazy because the drummer, like when you're doing these things, you're not allowed to make noise. So if I'm playing acoustic, I have to miss strings. If I'm playing electric, it's really not a big deal. It's not enough noise. But I still try to miss the strings, but look like I'm playing. And the drummers, there's a trick. It's really crazy. If you're ever around a drum kit, you can do this. They basically stack the cymbals. If you put one cymbal on top of another, it makes virtually no noise. It's like, it'll make a thud, but it won't ring. And it won't be loud. And so a lot of drummers, what they'll do is they'll hold the stick with their finger like this so that their finger makes contact with the cymbals, and they push the cymbal down. If you watch drummers play, you might see their finger hit the cymbal, and the stick will actually go off to the side. But basically, if you hold the stick like this, and you have your finger here, you can have the cymbal, the stick goes along the side of the cymbal, but your finger is what's hitting it and making the cymbal move. So it looks... drummers would be the only ones noticing that the cymbal's not moving. So that's a trick that drummers use, but also the stacked cymbal thing. Sometimes they'll use fake cymbals, and then the drums will be padded just in case you hit them. Hey, Bonnie. So we do that first take, right, of the It Takes Two with America and the other guy. And, America, her whole thing is, she's all like, golly gee, she's like the sweetest girl, right? And after the first take, she turns around to the drummer and she goes, "It would be effing awesome to play the drums," but she didn't say effing. It's just like, I'm standing right next to her. I'm like, wow, the whole band just roared because it was so funny, totally out of context. It was like, okay, she dropped into her normal person, And then we went back and did another take, and you can see that at the end of the episode. So if you can watch it, it might be on Hulu. There's an app you can get called Just Watch, which I just got. My friend who I mentioned before, she's a producer. Her husband told me about it, and it's a free app. All it does is it asks you a couple things. It asks you your taste in movies and TV shows. The other thing it asks you is what subscriptions do you have, and what's your cable company and all that stuff, and then you just enter like, oh, I want to watch Back to the Future, and so you enter that in there, and it'll tell you where you can watch it for free on one of your streaming services. So you don't have to go and open up every one of your streaming services and go, oh, is Back to the Future on Hulu? No. Okay, is it on Amazon Prime? No. Okay, is it on Disney Plus? No. Okay, is it? These are all ones I have. Is it on Netflix? Oh, Score. There's a fourth one you check. So, Let's see. Oh wait, what now? I'm missing something. Filming is coming. Oh, the small French actor. Okay, yeah. He plays the alchemist. Okay, nice. Okay, so Bonnie's been there. You've been there the whole time, huh? Back B Kitty, David, maybe a Tosh, but it's a good Tosh. Us gals enjoy it. The books are far better, but the actors in the show are great. Picture perfect for their characters. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I haven't watched many episodes of it, just the one I was in. Mostly just to show to friends. I don't like watching myself. But some of the others I was in, what were the others shows that I was in? Shows that you might have a hard time finding. Ghost Whisperer I was in, Samantha Who, The Mentalist, Heart of Dixie, Mob City, One Big Happy was the last one I did back in 2015. So I haven't done any sideline. I'm getting too old. They don't want old people for the most part in their videos, in their TV shows. So yeah. So I mean, if you want to see what I've worked on, oh wait, I can post my IMDb page here. A lot of movies and games and TV shows, stuff like that. A lot of writing, because I write for a lot of shows. So that's my IMDb page. Yeah. Oh, did I post the IMDb link? It's just an IMDb link. Yeah. Did that work? Yeah. That's 1,000 Words by Friday is the actual episode that I was on. Okay. So Friday we're gonna do the D minor pentatonic. Maybe we'll do a review, or we might start doing major scales. C major and G major work great in this kind of bluegrass C G D G progression, or G D G C G D or whatever progression. D major scale, because it has a C sharp in it, doesn't work great. It's a little weird. Although if you think about the C sharp, it's also D flat, which is the flat 5 of the G, so that could work. But yeah, it's not. It doesn't usually sound that way when you're playing a D major scale. So. Yeah, I update my IMDb myself, but I've been doing it for so long they really trust me. So it used to be when I would update my IMDb, it would take a week for it to get approved. Now it almost is immediate, unless the production company, like say I was working on a Spielberg movie or something like that, and then I did the work and I played guitar on it, saying guitarist, Tom Strahle, musician, whatever, and that probably wouldn't get approved right away, because they would have people that have to approve it, because they don't want anybody, because you don't want to, you could go in and say, I was the director of Star Wars and change, get rid of Lucas. I could probably do that, but it wouldn't let me, it wouldn't approve it. So anyway, so they have you, are you a screenwriter? Let me see, let me look you up. Is that you up there, David Sillars? Sillars, right? Writers. There's two. Yes, Seat and Shadow, co-writer. Oh, and you also played as an actor in the same. Anyway, we're getting down there. People are like tuning out, so I'm gonna log out here. But we'll, like I said, we'll pick up on Friday, and everybody have a good couple days. If you're good, and I will try to finish that t-shirt. I kind of like that design. I think I like that font. I made the font a little bit bigger. David, whoever said something about it. I think I made the font a little bit bigger. I'm trying to kind of look at a bunch of shirts to see, how big is the font, but it just depends on what you're trying to say. So, and then it will be available, I think, black, white, and that blue or green, that blue-green look. So, yeah, it's funny, B Kitty. It's one of those things where somebody posted a question on some a Facebook page about, who's your favorite guitar teacher on YouTube? And my name got quoted by somebody, a friend of mine, or somebody that is a friend and also is watches. But most of it was all these other people, which all are ones I really, really like. But the truth be told, almost every one of the ones that were quoted, that's all they do is YouTube stuff, which is great. And I think they're really good teachers, and their videos look great, and they give great examples and stuff like that. But not many of them are actual guitar players. So that's really what when I started this, called it Pro Guitar Secrets, because I wanted to try to facilitate guitar players that wanted to transition into professional work. I wanted to try to show them how to do it. So that's why sometimes I get a little advanced on you guys, and I apologize for that. It's hard to teach 77 lessons at a very basic level. I'm still conceptualizing my lesson plan for my basic lessons thing, if I end up doing that. That will be that will be in the future. Maybe who knows, if this COVID thing, if we get shut back down again in California in the fall, I'm like, okay, I'll probably spend my time doing that, because everybody's going to have a lot of time to kill. So hopefully that won't happen. But we'll talk about it. Oh, you've never tried, but your uncle did, who had a huge IMDb. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you hopefully Friday at 11 normal time. Okay? I don't have a dentist appointment. Okay, bye-bye.